Hello everyone, Dwayne here from A&C Lifestyle, and today we are here at our flower shop, Peyton's Flowers in Gander, Newfoundland. It is a beautiful sunshiny Sunday here in Gander. It's a little bit chilly, but it's beautiful. It is 3 days till Valentine's Day, so we are crazy busy here at the flower shop, but I thought I'd give you a little snippet today of a tutorial on how to arrange 1 dozen beautiful red roses. We do dozens of these over the next couple of days, so I thought I'd just show y'all how a dozen roses professionally arranged is done. All right, so I have everything I need here, I believe. So we're going to start with our fern, and of course we're just going to pick through and get only the best, and anything that's flawed or damaged we would break off. So in my hand I'm going to start, and I'm going to crisscross my leather fern. Crisscross back and forth like that. Just going to make that nice and full in my hand. Then I'm going to pull, there's a little one broke off there. Let's take that off. There we go. Then we're going to go down through the center, just like that. I'm going to do that a couple of times. And then you can put 2 face to face like this. See that? One's going to the left, one's going to the right. I call that the kissed. So we're going to kiss and go right down through the center to fill out that center, just like that. So then you have a nice symmetrical bouquet of leather fern. All right, so you want this neck right here to be in the neck of your ginger jar. We're using an 11-inch ginger jar, or rose vase, some people call it. There's many different names for them. And you want this to sit right in here because you want to clog the drain. If you clog the drain, so if you have a nice hold right around the smallest part of the neck of the vase, then your flowers stay exactly where you want them to stay. So we're going to just measure right here from the bottom of my counter to where I want this to sit, and that's where I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut everything all at once. Quick and simple and easy. This is the quick way of doing a dozen roses, because other people could spend 45 minutes doing this. I could do this in 6 minutes, no problem. So that's there. I think I'm going to go even a little bit shorter. So there. So once that goes in, this here will be in the neck of my vase and will clog the drain, just like that. So right away, my roses aren't prepped yet, but right away, you can stick that rose in and it's going to stay exactly where you put it. All right, so that's that step. Now we're going to move on to cleaning our roses. So you want all the thorns to come off. Look at that. Beautiful, perfection, red freedom rose. The outer layer of petals are known as guard petals, and those are meant to be taken off by the florist because that just covers the outside of the rose. It protects it from damage from shipping, from holding in the cooler, all of the things until it gets to the customer. So those, when you receive your roses from your wholesaler, they will have a little bit of damage, and that's normal. Anything that grows in nature is not going to be perfect. Everything's going to have flaws, just like us. So peel those off. There could be 6 or 7 petals, there could be 1, there could be 2. So as you can see, I'm just going to, like, it's not even damaged, it's just kind of folded back a bit. I'm just going to pull that right off of there, and that right off of there, and there you have another perfect rose. Take all of those leaves off, because the greenery in the leaves that are on a rose will be the first thing to die. So if you leave that on in your arrangement, it will look like parts of your arrangement are dying faster than the others. So you want to take those off. We don't need those. And then the thorns, There's many different ways of taking off the thorns. I tend to put the stem of the rose on my chest and just use a knife and just pick them right off, because the less you can damage the stem of the rose. So if I cut in too deep, you're actually damaging the stem of the rose, and that could hinder part of its lifespan. So you want to keep your rose as perfect as possible, but you don't want those nasty thorns on there, because your clients should and could be changing the water in their roses 2 or 3 times throughout the lifespan of their dozen roses. So you don't want them to get pricked by nasty thorns. So I'm going to clean all my roses before I do anything else. So take off those guard petals and the leaves and the thorns. Not too many guard petals at all on here. These are beautiful. And of course, like anything, you're going to have some roses that have a thinner stem, and it seems to be a little bit weaker. So we're going to use those in different places throughout the arrangement. So that won't matter. For instance, if you put that weaker one at the top of your arrangement, it needs to stand tall and proud, so it probably would bend and say goodnight way sooner than your arrangement needs to. There we go. For Valentine's Day here in the shop, we will have somebody just doing this all day. Just taking the thorns and cleaning roses, and then they will be passed on to the designer, so then the designer can arrange the dozens and the half dozens, or the boxed, or the wrapped, however the customer has requested them. I think I have more than 12 here, actually. I just came extra prepared. No thorns on that one at all. So, the way that I arrange roses, the way that I learned years ago, was 7 around the bottom, 4 in your middle layer, and 1 on the top. Lower level, upper level, penthouse. 3 layers. And your stems should never really touch the bottom of the vase. If you put all your stems in this little tiny bottom of the vase here, your arrangement is going to look very stiff, and it's going to be very straight up. You want your stems to sit around here. That way it's going from side to side. So I'm going to start with my bottom row, and I'm going to find my shortest roses, and I need 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to make sure that that one that I found that had the little bit of a weaker stem, I'm going to make sure is on this bottom level. So, holding them in my hand, look how beautiful they are. Stunning. And we're just going to arrange them in our hand and have them all at the same level. And instead of cutting our roses one by one by one, we're going to cut them all at the same time. That way they're all at the same length. So you want your first layer about your fist length above the top of your vase. So right here, we're going to cut. We're going to cut on angles. Just like that. And now we're going to work a little bit quickly, because the faster you get those cut ends into water, the better. So we're just going to go on the outside of our ferns, just like that, slip them in one by one, all the way around. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just like that. You have your lower level complete. Yeah, I always like to add a couple of other pieces of fern at this point. I'm going to do the kiss one more time. Just like that. Find that hard to do with my pumped lips. And we're going to put that right in there like that. Fill up that center. All right, now we're going to get 4 more roses for our upper level. 1, 2. I think I'll keep that one for my top. 3, 4. Oh my gosh, they're all so beautiful. Okay, so my last time I was about this, and you can see fist height above the vase is where I cut last time, and you can see that is right where the roses are sitting. So this time you want to go up about 2, I would say 2 fist lengths. So there we go, 2 fist lengths. That's 1, that's 2 above the rim of your vase. And that's where we're going to cut. Cut again, cut it on an angle. And then get them into your water right away. So now we're going right down in a 4 rows circle. And because we gridded those greens right at the beginning, they're just going to stay exactly where you put them. There's none of the flip-flopping roses and going everywhere. They are just going to sit exactly where you want them to sit. And there we have. 7 and 4 is 11. So we have 11, and then we have the penthouse to go. 1 more to go. But before that, we're just going to fill in with some more greens. So these are Israeli ruscus. I'm going to take 4 stems of Israeli ruscus. Again, you can do it all at the same time. Speed is a huge thing in this business. So I'm going to go in between all of those 4 roses. Tuck that right down. You don't want your greenery to stick out past your rose heads. There we go. And we're just filling that in. And again, as I mentioned earlier, none of my stems are touching the bottom of the vase. See that? Nothing down here is touching the bottom of my vase. Everything is floating, everything is whimsical and beautiful, but because clog the drain, everything is still staying in place. It doesn't need to touch the bottom of the vase because we're taking care of that right here in the neck of your vase. All right, so then your penthouse, take your nicest rose, which again, there's not that much difference in any of mine. These are 50 centimeter roses, so I'm just gonna keep every bit I can. We're just gonna cut off that last 3/4 of an inch on an angle, just like that. And that's going to go right in the middle. Just like that. In my wreath tutorials, I always say you should use 3 different greeneries, and I use that principle in fresh flower design as well. It always gives that beautiful texture of the different textures, so it just adds that. It makes it look right. So this is tree fern. We're just adding a few pieces of this, and it adds that light, whimsy, airy feeling. It's very romantic for Valentine's Day. Some people would put baby's breath in. I'm not a true lover of baby's breath, so we're going to skip that. I think it's a little on the old-fashioned side myself, but some people love it, which is fine. I am a lover of a green filler called Green Dragon, and ours just hasn't arrived for Valentine's Day yet. So I don't have it, but this tree fern works beautifully. Look at that. There's your dozen roses. All the same, all the way around. Fresh and beautiful. All right, now we're gonna make a bow. So a little bit of a bow tutorial mixed in with this dozen roses. I've chosen this multi-dot wired ribbon, RG ribbon, which is available here at our flower shop, Peyton's Flowers. So you start with your tail. I'm going to choose about 10 inches, just like that. Pinch in the middle, make a loop. Twist it. So then this ribbon that I'm about to use, my working ribbon, the back is facing me. And I'm working up and down vertically instead of crossways. So make that loop. So now I have 2 loops. Twist it so the back of the working ribbon is facing you. Make another loop, the same length, just like that. And twist it again so the back of the working ribbon is facing you. There we go, in the shot a little better. And one more time, just like that. And twist so the back is facing you. Now I'm going to do a couple of shorter ones. So there we go. And one more time. Twist so the back is facing you. Right there. And I'm going to put a little button in the middle. Just because it's Valentine's Day. And there you have a beautiful bow. Going to take my heavy gauge florist wire and go right through the center, and about halfway I'm going to fold it and twist it just like that. Twist the bow is easier than twisting the ribbon or the wire. And there's your perfect bow for your flowers. And by using that full piece of wire, you also have the stem to go in the vase. So then we're just going to feed that right over the lip of the vase, down in without damaging anything. And you have the perfect 1 dozen roses for that special someone in your life. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.